Hey guys, Lady Death here. We're on the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. I have seen footage of this game, and I've also been told it's ADHD fuel, so I thought it'd be fun for my return because I've been gone for a few weeks now. Last week I had Green over, hence why that week I wasn't doing anything. The a couple weeks before, I had some mental health shit I needed to take care of. I just needed a break. But I'm back. Gonna try and go back to my routine of doing at least one or two things a week. Starting with the Stanley Parable. The end is 8. I was reading that.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, that is so slow. Crank that all the way up. Oh god, that is so fast now. Okay, knock that down by 2. That's better. Oh. I have no legs. What the hell?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I don't want to.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That is bright. Is there a way of turning on the cursor? Because I don't like that. Show reticle. Oops. There we go. Well, that is tiny. And I'm not wearing my glasses, so I need that bigger. Let's put it to 100 and see how big that is. That's better. Oh, I can crouch. La 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 la.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't like being told what to do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Why are the cops just laying around behind the chairs and shit?
Yes, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Fuck you. I don't need a narrator in my life, thank you very much. Ooh. I don't like the fact that when I take my finger off the toggle, it carries on.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
That's funny. Ah, no! I'm gonna do this
All
again.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Nope.
he had simply missed a memo.
Nope.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting
I
room,
don't care.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I don't care.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow.
Skipping all of this.
Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
The fuck I am.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think...
All right, I won't
we've
throw myself
gotten
off the edge this
on the
time.
wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
I want to go in there.
You've been neglecting, Stanley.
Will this kill me?
Someone you forgot. What? Really? I'm in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Yep.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look,
Is that blood?
let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
No. Where am I? I don't like the fact that the doors are just closed.
Now listen carefully, this is important.
Uh-uh.
Stanley walked through the red door.
Nope.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door.
No.
I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red door. All right, fine. Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see? There's nothing here. I haven't even finished building this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what, let me take a stab in the dark at a new design and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
Crap. I have 3 options. You know what? I'll just humor him once.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here. Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form an actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Oh, fucking hell. I guess I've got to go back in it. What the hell? Okay.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
No.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Oh, Christ.
In this game, the baby crawls left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly confronting the demands of family life. I think the art world will really take notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience.
I'm an asshole.
You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely to spite me? Because
Spite.
if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out, I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot. Aha! Fascinating. What do you think this game is about, Stanley? What's our backstory? What is our motivation? Well, it seems obvious to me that you are meant to play as a creepy man spying on innocent civilians below you from up high in your creep tower, perhaps for some sort of twisted erotic purpose. Yes, that must be it.
The
What
fuck?
a fascinating venture into the experience of total mental depravity. So far, I love everything about this game, Stanley. And it seems there's even more. Come, let's venture outward and see what else is out there.
Is there a way of throwing myself off? La la la.
No, it can't be. It is. It's an open world game. Good God, quickly block it off.
Hey!
Thank goodness, Stanley. What a close call. You nearly wandered off into that thing. That big, open, just wandering around. No right or wrong directions. No path to follow. You can just go in any... Oh, thank heavens we avoided it. We're out of the woods now, Stanley. Okay, I'm going to get us out of here. Let's find another game. Preferably something with walls. Something with nice, big, insurmountable walls.
But freedom. But the freedom.
I think this will be just the thing.
No! The fuck is this game? What the hell?
Wonderful. See, this is exactly what I had in mind. Just a nice big box for you to run around in. There isn't any possibility that you could get lost here. Now this is game design. Stanley, if you manage to get lost in this game, I will be phenomenally impressed. Okay, so what exactly do we do here? Let's see. There are lots of cars here in the back, but obviously there's no racetrack. Okay, I'm seeing that there's a ball of some kind back here. Is this game sports ball? Stanley, I think it's sports ball. Oh, what fun. We shall run the bases and do a touchdown together. Yes, I think surely we must. Okay, Stanley, here's the ball. Have fun.
I want to know what's over here. Ah. Oh, I'm fast now. I am fast now. Whee! This is boring. Wait, oh, that's the goal over there.
Are you doing it? Are you winning? Is this fun? Is it better than my miserable little story that I worked so hard on?
It's
Stanley,
better.
I have a thought. And I realize I'm not a sportsologist, but if one ball generates a certain amount of raw adrenal pleasure, then surely multiple balls makes for an even more euphoric sports experience. I'm going to try it out. Here comes another ball.
I don't want another one.
Yes. Oh, goodness, that really does feel amazing, doesn't it? Stanley, I'm like a child in a confectionery shop. I simply have... Oh,
yay!
What are you doing?
I found it! What the fuck? Where?
Stanley, don't do that. I can't follow you there. I can't help you. How will you write a story without me? You can't do it. You know that. Stanley, come back.
Well, he said I wouldn't be able to break the game, so I broke it. Oh shit. Where the fuck am I now? Am I in the back rooms? Why are my survival instincts kicking in? Ooh, light. Ooh. No, I want to go. I want to see what's in there. Ah. Well, at least we got rid of him. Hey, my office. What am I supposed to do? Well, black screen.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice. And if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Oh, shut up.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Is it going to put me at the beginning again? Ah! No!
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It means
Stanley
I'm dead and I
decided
want to
go
be.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It means Stanley is dead and I want to join him.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Nope.
open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting
I don't
room,
care.
and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art.
Bite me.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Bite me.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't
I'm
5
going
years
there
ago.
and I will take the red door.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that
Could
the
be so
story
easy
has
just
been
to throw
about
myself.
nothing but you all this time.
I don't
There's
give a
someone you've been
toss.
neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
I will listen to you this once.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you
Maybe,
see that I really
maybe not.
have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I want it to stop.
So do I.
We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
I think it wants me to restart the progress again. Ah, fuck it. Whee!
What do we want? What are we looking for? Here. Yes.
Space!
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment,
Oh my
with
God.
this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm done, I'm bored.
Oh, no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Oh, maybe I don't want to be
No,
part of this
Stanley,
anymore.
Let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
If anyone knows me, I am impulsive. Woohoo! Aw.
Thank God. You live. No. No. What are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you
I want
not to
out.
take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Maybe I don't want to know my existence. Bon voyage. God damn it.
Let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Nope.
My God. Is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one
I feel like
is
I'm going.
yours.
I feel like I'm getting slower. Wait, are you gonna let me die this time? feel like I have to.
Is it over? It's going
Yay!
to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Okay, I'll listen to him this time just so we can progress a little bit more.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open
Psych!
doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yeah.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
But there's a button. I like buttons. Oh god, where am I going?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Ugh.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Pick a lane!
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Hey, whoa. I don't know where the fuck I'm going, and if you don't, we're both screwed.
Right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Is that a bun? No.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Never.
Okay. We just have to get back to, oh.
Wait, hold up. That one got fired?
It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning.
No!
And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
Fine.
From the top. All of his co-workers were gone.
I think I saw everything anyway.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Actually, the first half an hour of this is just me going...
Stanley... Wait, what?
What?
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
You're giving me too many options! I don't like the fact that it gave me so many options.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Hey, wait, hold up. How did I go onto the other side?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Did I fuck up the game that badly and by not listening?
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I am confused.
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I'm already confused.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job.
I love how the one time I was going to do what he
I don't
says.
feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Hey, bite me.
Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart. All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Now I want to be a dick again. I just like fucking with this guy. Nope.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
Oh, I've got to go. Fine! God damn it. I don't want to follow the line.
See? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
What the fuck?
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
That's a bit much. Who the fuck did these lines? What the fuck? I'm not being given a choice! Seriously, who the fuck did these lines?
Wait, cut the music. Go
Thank
back
fuck.
and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I am so confused.
Wait, what? We're back at the office?
What the fuck?
No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I don't know where the fuck I'm going. I'm lost. Hello, welcome to the stream. Oh, fucking hell. We're back here again.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I broke him. If this is like...
Stanley, I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
You could have led with that and I would have been fine. I would have been happy.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What
Oh,
do you
fucking
want
hell.
our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again.
What the
Stanley,
fuck?
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Well, someone went nuts with the line. Yeah, it's gone. Yay.
A choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How
My control.
important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
Bruh.
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ah. The confusion
What's
ending.
this?
Like I just stream open joy.
Confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
I've been playing for
It's a
17 minutes, what the hell?
ending, and we're supposed to restart the game what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
My brain hurts.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that
Well
mean
done.
Did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
The
So
8th
that's where
restart.
we
The
are
narrator
right
is
now.
gone after a long time.
Not
Stanley
really.
dies.
Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
What the fuck?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
That was weird.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yeah.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase,
I want to go down.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Yep, I'm going down.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of
Hello.
facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I know,
Why
right?
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just
I'm crazy.
hadn't found the words for it.
I'm crazy.
Dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
I'm crazy.
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go
Is this place
back
getting
to my
emptier each
boring
time I walk
real-life
through?
job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Wait, what?
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take
Motherfucker!
responsibility
Just
for
get
his
to the point!
Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air...
Wait, this is an ending?
This one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay. Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? and everything went black.
What the fuck?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What the actual fuck? All this because I refused to fucking do what he said. Whoa.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Whiteboard ending.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, fuck. I gotta do it.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I went down last time.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, isn't this luscious? But that's because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss has suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. What the fuck am I reading?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Sorry, I just like... Ooh, button! I just like the fact that I turn on dog mode. Oh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Okay, well... what the fresh hell?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope!
Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I'm taking it!
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yep. Please don't restart me.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was
hell
inched
no!
to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
I want
Stanley
off!
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped
I want
forever
out!
in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye, weird voice in my head that I never asked for. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Or not.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Where the fuck am I? The fuck is all this shit? The fuck? The game is now paused. Fuck. Ooh. What are these? Ah, can't do anything with them. What the fuck? This shit is tripping. Hold up, that's where I came back from.
You'll probably spend the next hour trying to solve it. Here, I'm just going to make this easy on you. When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source.
I am so confused on what I'm supposed to be doing now. Am I just waiting for the game to roll over or some shit? Yeah, that's where I came from. Oh, this is the exit.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Button!
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me.
Shit.
You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
I feel thinner. What the fuck is this game? Let me guess, I'm back at the beginning. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, I'm gonna do what I'm supposed
Stanley
to do.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
New con. Oh, come on! You can't open a door like that and expect me not to go in!
New content? What does that mean, new content?
The one. This is like, I've only said that I'm actually going to do what I'm supposed to do twice.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
The fuck?
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
I can't wait to see how many times I can break you.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, here we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
But which one are we opening?
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Fuck. The hell?
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could counter 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Oh, they removed my barking dog!
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
I think you find it's called X
It's my
now.
fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I don't want to. I fucking changed again.
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
What the fuck?
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013 when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
They're just pictures of random shit. $1. Go outside, don't play for 5 years. Unachievable. It is impossible to get this achievement. Yeah, that's the ending I got.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game.
It's just
ever
ADHD
created.
fuel.
It was Skyrim. It was Persona 3. It was all of them. And now...
Okay,
it's
can agree with
nothing.
Skyrim.
It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Okay, so is this just like more memories? Person of the Year blurry.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation, boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
The fuck? Where am I supposed to go now?
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Ah.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh no, oh God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny!
I think they change it based on the system it's on.
I up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Pressurized gas.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley? I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening.
I can agree.
It's a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue. Well there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. the minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption.
Bye.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000... Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks.
Seriously?
All that time. Just
oh my God.
Not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been.
I can't see shit now.
Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we've been through. I've had so much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you.
I'm good. Hello? Narrator? Did I kill it? What the fuck? Apparently time stopped.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said...
Nope.
The end is never the end, 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 is never...
I think I'm making him insane.
Never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the...
Is this place leaking? Okay. Shit! I think I killed the narrow. I see nothing. What the fuck? How much time are we losing? I don't want to be that no. That is so much worse. Oh. What the hell happened? Do I just walk on forever? Oh dear God. 13 billion years? Shit. Can I go back and press the button again? I want to go see if I can press the button again. I want to see if I can press the button again. Oh! No! Why did press the button! Oh, fucking, I'm back in the building again!
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand.
At this
it was
point,
only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Yeah. It's a neon sign! Dad. Fine!
Oh, good. You noticed my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Shit. Hey! We didn't have to go through all that crap again. Alright, we're gonna be waiting here for 24 hours again?
I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2. Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Firing!
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely
Who took the red
game will
marker?
sort of
Me.
naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Okay. Gonna throw myself off something again?
Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features. For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind, my first addition to the game is this button which speaks the name of the person playing the game. Jim. Isn't that... Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim. I want you to imagine yourself... Jim. Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button.
Dude, I'm
Otherwise, it's
designed
just a
to piss
stupid
you
button
off.
that says somebody else's name. Okay, we're doing it again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Jim. All right, fine, whatever. It's just a meaningless button that says Jim. Are you happy now? Get out of here. I'm done with this button. Why don't you go humiliate me in front of a different feature that I worked very hard on? Jim. See, if you'd only played along, that would have been your name the button says, but no. Instead, oh, I can't even think about it. I'm taking the Jim button away. Jim.
No!
Jim.
No!
Jim.
Ah! A-hole! Oh, doors are back open. I want my dog bark back. What I've got is a clickety-clacky of fucking clackies.
Maybe
Ooh.
I'll only let people named Jim play the Stanley Parable too.
Now, shut up.
They would appreciate what I've created here. An epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, yes, it would go at the end of the... well, we'll figure that out later.
Collectibles? Okay, I kind of like the sound of that. Setting world champion. You know what? I wanna look down here. Ooh, oh.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh, well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece, then.
Fuck you. I didn't know it was gonna fucking... I thought it was gonna reset.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed.
I want the trophy!
To at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers,
Give me!
We hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Yeah, all right. I want it! You gonna say anything else if I keep pressing this? I want my free trophy. Suck ass. That was disappointing. Ooh, what's down here? Nothing, just darkness. Okay. I want my dog back.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Oh, an exit. I don't want to see your hard work.
Oh, goodness. Stanley, this is very awkward. I hate to do this.
Let me out!
Before you leave, you really should go to both the exhibits for the bucket and the collectibles.
Ugh.
You see, there's a surprise I was going to spring on you later.
Infinite hole?
And it involves both of them. And I really do hate to break the illusion, but it's important that you go see the collectibles and the bucket. Okay? All right, I'll get out of your hair now.
Yeah, I'm not fucking with that. I want to see what the infinite hole is. Oh, what's in here? Oh. Infinite hole is calling my name.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium. You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Nah, I want to see if it's truly infinite.
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
I don't want to. You're designed to narrate.
Stanley.
I'm designed to
I don't know
annoy.
how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity.
Oh, look!
From one perspective, the
Aw.
infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling.
There's so many cigarettes down here.
Actually wants to fall infinitely. I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem. Look, things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
This ain't mostly shit.
Then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready. Great. Now, I'm very excited. Oh, for heaven. I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep,
That's joking,
that
no?
hole right there goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no, 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 no. You have a weird sort of... Oh.
That got shorter.
Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole, but I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay.
That is short.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite. I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep. Even by
Motherfucker, I can see the top.
standards for accountability and marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Maybe I don't want to go there now. Oh,
The
fucking
shame
hell.
of my lie has come to... How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge? You just do whatever it is you're here to do and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on. Is the, teleport button not working?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm fucking positive.
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again. Still nothing? Well, I suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this. I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You
Wait,
couldn't
what?
bear to be away from the hole, and now you'll get more time with it than you could ever
Hey!
have asked for. It's a win for everyone.
Come back!
You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
Voice in my head? Uh-oh. What the fuck? Am I just... Wait, hold up. That's moving. Wait, what? It's getting deeper again! Come back! Well, I guess we're going for a trip. just watch my life just fall deeper in. Jesus Christ! I just put two and two together for my existence. Oh damn! The fuck is this music? I like that one. Doggies!
My head's stronger.
Gotta find some good music.
Stanley? Stanley!
Huh?
Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off there, drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So,
Father,
how about
help!
if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole?
Burn in
From
hell!
the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here in this hole, and I'm looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodle-pip.
Just make it. Oh, there we go again. No.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Okay. I need some reassurance after that fucking bullshit.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me.
Give me the bucket!
than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
I'm keeping the bucket. I can use it as a seat when my legs get tired.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already. Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
Just to fuck with everyone.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get Well Someday it is.
I hate you. What's the point of asking me for an opinion? Douche.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Alright, so... what's over here?
Ah, collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
Yay! Don't know why I want that, but okay.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Can I leave now? I want to take in my bucket and go. Hey, I can leave.
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I
No.
know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Christ.
Okay.
The fuck
Are
you
you
breaking
ready?
in there?
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Demo.
I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind.
I'm gonna throw
Hold on,
myself in a
Let
hole.
me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this.
Me and the
Here we
bucket will
go.
live in the hole.
Version 2.
What the fuck?
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it.
That's exactly what the Ultra Deluxe is!
With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Please don't burn out my retinas.
Go ahead. Take a look.
Oh, fucking hell. Okay, that's pretty cool. It's like I'm going to get chased down a hallway. That's how I feel. That's what the red does. better have kept my bucket.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big
Oh god, he put the balloons
where
in.
he was employee number 427. Employee number 427.
Yep, nope. I'm skipping that shit. My bucket! No! Where's my bucket?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Shut the fuck up, I want my
What could it
bucket.
mean?
Or a
Stanley
balloon.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want my bucket. Bucket!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
I like my bucket. Okay, this time I will follow his orders.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left. Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers. Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office. Stepping into
What was
the
it?
manager's office,
2,
Stanley was
4,
once again
8, 5?
stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark
2, 8,
clouds
4,
of
5.
confusion and chaos. It would be with
2,
him, always.
8,
The bucket would.
4.
And he knew it. But Stanley guessed the
Hey!
by sheer
Nice memory.
luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes.
Bro, I ain't
This is
listening to
certainly
you.
the most logical
I just wanted my
explanation.
bucket. Collectible.
You found one of them. One of the miniature Stanley figurines. Remember, no reward for collecting all of these, only the intrinsic pleasure of a job well done. You
That's
can't buy
depressing.
that sort of happiness, Stanley. God knows I've tried. So, I implore you to savor each and every moment you come across one of these beautiful figurines.
Shut the fuck up.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate.
Maybe hopefully my
It would be
death.
all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment
I'm
of
getting married to this
uncertainty,
bucket.
he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything
Too fucking
will
right.
be fine. Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
What the fuck am I playing?
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
I broke it.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over?
Fuck.
Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live.
It's a bucket!
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze and
easy, I can roll it down a hill.
Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket.
I want out. I'll ditch the bucket.
It lets not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
My bucket! It's gone!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He never functioned well by himself.
Bye, bucket.
And constantly needed support and guidance from others. So the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Bye, bucket!
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, the code was 2845.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy. So
I don't care.
Relaxed for a few moments with some calming new age music.
No! No! I don't want to relax! I'm gonna go! Give me the booze!
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated,
No.
Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I gotta remember which route I'm supposed to take. Me and the bucket are done. Fuck the bucket.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Damn it, I should have taken a bucket of me in there. That would have been funny.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this
If I get
place
reset again, I'm picking up the bucket and we're going into the crusher.
Did he have the strength to
find out.
I'm on my own, of course I do. I ain't gonna... if I die, I die. Who cares?
Now the monitors jump to life. Their true nature revealed.
What number was I?
Bore the number of an
429. Hey!
Stanley's
Or was it 427?
co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally...
How do you think I feel? I'm streaming this shit!
Nothing.
This is my life. 427. Okay, 427. No! Fuck! It's somewhere up there, I think. Okay, 4, 2... On that one. That one right there. I can barely see. Why isn't there a zoom button?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
That just sounds like life. That just sounds like the human condition.
He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never.
That's literally the...
unthinkable.
I'm not going to say that because I might get snatched up by the
Had he
FBI.
truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
I know, right?
But here was the proof. The heart.
We're
of
all
the
in the
operation.
Matrix. So I'm just putting it out there.
Labeled with
We're part of the
emotions.
Matrix.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place.
I want out.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
Ah, fuck, I want to know what happens.
The controls once and for all.
Well, technically, whenever you go shopping for clothes, get your hair done, or anything like that, technically you're going into character customization.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After
Probably.
they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to...
I
take
just want to
control
find
of the
out! Shut
machine
up!
Yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control?
Yes!
Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are set to explode,
No!
detonating the entire complex. How long
What did I do?
detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes
What am I
off.
supposed to do?
Precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me.
One. Where's the
Where
button?
we're
Where's the
going,
first button?
what all this means. I barely know where to start.
That's 2.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Bite me, asshole!
I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go.
Eat a dick!
Sure, whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much.
Kiss my ass!
To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock, why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in
I don't
this
know what the
room.
fuck I'm supposed to be doing.
Numbered buttons. No, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button. Or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made...
Eat a bag of dicks, you ass!
Challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
No!
Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully?
Yeah, fuck it. I'm done.
Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever up.
What the actual fuck? There's actually a way of turning that shit off. Or was it? Oh Christ, not again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh, so I was just running around
Stanley
pressing buttons for no
decided to go to
reason.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Stanley lifted
Fuck
the
it.
bucket into his arms. And
I
a
want to know
wave
what
of
happens when we go to the
comfort
crusher.
rushed over him. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
La la la. And how to find them. I don't really care.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I don't know why, but I keep trying to turn around. Alright, so it's
Into his manager's
2845.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the wind, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Me and the bucket are going out on our own terms. Fuck this shit, we are out. And that right, bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large
Bite
door
me.
that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
I'm fine with that.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Nope.
At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
It's a bucket, we will be fine. I'll wear it as a helmet. It will protect me. Let's go! Whee! Bucket, let's go. We're gonna die. We're going out on our terms.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death?
This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye! Ah, do I have to listen to her again?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator.
God damn it, not again.
Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a
The bucket would be fine.
instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Hey, leave the bucket out of this. Oh, no. Just let me die.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious
Where'd my bucket go?
to behold.
The bucket. I'm not reading all that, so you can pause the stream and watch it. Read it. I gotta find the exit.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
Eat shit, lady. What the fuck?
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
Hoi! Oh, no.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong. Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Bucket died. Me and Bucket are now one. I think this is the dumbest game I've ever played. And I've played some dumb ones.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Well, this is nice. Alright.
When Stanley came
Let's see what
to the
happens
set
when I
two
turn it
of
off without the
buttons,
bucket.
He entered the door on his left.
One of these days I'm going to do this route and it's going to be a totally different set of orders. I should really collect all those at some point, but I really can't bother right now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Wait,
boss's
there's a
office.
window I can go? I probably missed it now, but... If I get reset again, I'll see if I can find it.
Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes
Okay.
some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Chill! Now you're going too fast, bitch! Okay, I'll have a look the next time I get reset. Oh my god, I've been playing this for 2 hours, my fucking brain cells. What the fuck?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Uh-huh.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Even the narrator's getting bored.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Maybe, maybe not.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature
All right.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building.
Fuck.
Stanley's co-workers.
Bring the numbers back up.
The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place
where freedom meant
Okay,
nothing.
that one. I'm still too far away. I think that's the office.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
I think I missed out on a lot of stuff.
He refused to believe it.
The original game that I watched
his own life
had
in
a
someone
bunch
else's
of
control?
like
Never. It
weird
was
trippy shit,
unthinkable, wasn't it?
like shapes
Was
you
it
could
even
like
possible?
drop
Had he
and
truly
something.
spent
Is
his
it this
entire
game?
life utterly
No, it's not
blind
this
to the
game.
world?
Fuck! I know which game it is. This isn't the ADHD fueled game. Well, it technically is. The game I was actually referring to at the beginning of this is it didn't have a narrator. Oh fucking hell! Oh, what's the game called? It's I don't know. It's where all the rooms change, and then you've got objects that you can like change size based on your perception of it. Like if it's far away, it's small. If you bring it up real close, it's giant. That game, I can't remember what it's called. I'm gonna have to find out. I thought that was this
The heart of
game.
the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy,
I can
sad,
yeah, that
or
one.
content. Walking, eating, working.
After this, I'll have to have a look to see if I have it. And if I don't, I'm gonna have to look into getting it because I feel like that would be a trippy one for me to play. Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. I was combining that game and this one.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
If I do have it, and I'll get it installed ready for next week's stream.
He had won.
And I'll play that next week if I have it.
Defeated the machine.
Have I
Unshackled
though?
himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles
Well, I'll
still
have
lay
to-
unsolved.
I'll have to give it a
His
try.
co-workers gone?
I feel like
How
I'll have a
had
lot
he
of
been
fun.
freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him.
I want out!
For it
Let
was
me
not
out!
knowledge or even power
Tree.
that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone
I see a
tell him where
house.
to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
I will once it fucking opens.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation,
Freedom!
the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
The fuck was this game? Beat the trophy, beat the game. Oh, fuck off! Oh, you should have seen the weird shit I was doing. I literally killed myself like within the first 10 minutes. Alright, you said... Oh, come
All
on.
of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley clutched the
Alright,
bucket
so
tightly to his
left, you
chest,
said there's a window.
entered the door on his
No
left.
window? Oh, oh. No! I missed the Barky Bark! No! No window in this one? What the fuck? There will be a reward for finding them all. I don't want to find them all right now. Trust the completionist instincts. I don't have completionist instincts, that's the thing. Broom.
Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket.
Take it.
I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here. It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket.
Fine.
I know how hard it must be. You're coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's
I'm guessing this is the window you were on about? And it needs to be on the default. Okay, so I basically need to just blitz this. You know what? If I can find somewhere higher and get myself killed, I'll do that.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Fuck.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, but Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Oh.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Okay.
Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Alright, let's see if I can get myself killed. You know what? I've tried every other ending so far in this area with the bucket. Let's turn this thing on with the bucket.
Read, Mind Control Facility.
I think that's the only thing I haven't done here.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, where?
What
Where?
horrible secret did this place hold?
I want out.
Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
Let me die! Which one? By getting up on it on the chair. Okay. Yay!
But just as Stanley was about to proceed further into the mind control facility, he tripped and fell over the railing and into the dark void below. Thankfully, he fell directly onto the bucket, which safely cushioned his fall.
That wouldn't have cushioned me. That probably would have
next,
fucking taken
Stanley?
something out.
Stanley and the bucket could find no way out of this enormous pit, and so eventually they decided that the best thing to do would be to simply get comfortable down here. So they set up a little couch and relaxed. It really wasn't so bad down here, a bit cold perhaps. After some time had gone by, they installed a few shelves as well, and a sort of kitchenette that was useful for when the bucket was craving paninis. But it wasn't until the rugs and the standing lamps came in that it really
Where the
started
fuck is
to
this
feel
shit coming
like
from?
home. In fact, after some time, Stanley realized that it had been ages since he had even thought of the mind control facility at all. He'd never gotten to fully explore what was up there, never been able to unearth the many mysteries of the mind control facility. This lack of closure began to eat at him. Soon he was dwelling on his regrets, and the state of their home slowly decayed as Stanley became withdrawn and neglected the cleaning. It unsettled the bucket deeply. Stanley wasn't usually like this. The bucket tried to reach out to him again and again, but to no avail. All Stanley could think about, all he could talk about, was going back, doing it over again, staying on the path. It was a mistake to leave the path. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. I need to do what the narrator says. I need to see the true ending.
What the fuck?
This made no sense at all to the bucket, which was simply trying to live its life down here as comfortably as possible. Yet Stanley was unconsolable. This isn't an ending. This is just a hole in the ground. The bucket sighed. True, it wasn't an ending. But it's where we happen to be. And maybe, possibly, if we accept the reality of things, maybe this will become an ending eventually. It's what the bucket was counting on. The two of them waited for a very long time.
Alright, is this going to be like a fresh restart? Okay. So I just put my watch on charge. There we go. Alright, so it's one of these windows.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll
Not that
find
one.
it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his
so
arms
what's
again,
this one?
He was home.
This one? Very, very first. Very first. So it's this
Stanley
one.
clung the bucket to his cheek.
How do I throw myself out?
Co-workers really all be gone?
Alright, so how do I throw myself out of it? Okay, it's not there. How do I... Is there a way of getting on here? No. The chair, the couch. But there's a couch. You sure it's this one? There's no couch. Oh, crouch. Sorry, my fucking... Okay, that chair. Oh, okay. Whee! Oh, wow.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone.
Sorry,
Now,
I ain't got my glasses on.
I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans, and the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger, of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed, and the bittersweet reality of time, to see one's dreams and wishes met halfway, meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration begins to dim. The opportunities to do so much more. There was so much it could have done, perhaps, the bucket wondered to itself. Perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley.
What are you talking about?
He screamed.
You're a bucket!
To this, the bucket furrowed its brow.
What brow?
Said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of...
No!
Stanley screamed even louder this time.
This is stupid!
Yeah!
Ah, a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this?
As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
The fuck am I hearing?
My God, Stanley, you did it. You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, we would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery here today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away inside of it.
Alrighty, have a good one. Thank you for joining. Oh, no, not again! Shit! Okay, fair enough. I think I'm actually going to end it here anyway, because it's been going on for over 2 hours, so... I don't know if my brain cells can handle this any longer. And I'm hungry. Well, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this and want to see some more random shit that I can find when it comes to games... Well, I'm glad they YouTube recommended you. Or recommended me, even. Maybe see you in the future. But yeah, I'm going to end this stream here. And if you want to see more of this randomness, I guess, I can probably find some more stuff. But thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you comment, like, and hit that subscribe button. I have been Lady Death, and I will see you for the next one. Cheerio and goodbye. I will, don't worry. Oh, before I end this, once the stream's done doing its thing, I'll be putting all of my social media links in the description. Most active one is TikTok, but see you guys later.